A pleasant day to everyone. So for today's video, we will tackle all about the new type of teacher. So before I start this discussion, may I introduce myself and my fellow reporter. I am Anzes Kabang, John Div Malinlin, Justin Giking, Crystal Jane Narag, and Valerie Limon. So, before we formally discuss our topic, let's define first what is teacher. Teachers plays an integral role in a student's life, providing support, developing knowledge and skills, and cultivating curiosity and creativity. Teachers guide us students to reach their academic goals and build healthy relationships with others. In addition, teachers represent an open book and try to share their life experience for a better tomorrow. Teacher is an important creator in everyone's lives who appears to different things in our life. They are the creator of a wonderful future of our nature. Before we start our discussion regarding to the new type of teacher, let us first differentiate the traditional teacher and the 21st century teacher. Traditional teacher play the role of an instructor for the students and also the decision maker for taking the decision of what to teach and how to teach. Traditional teacher also that control of the class where they teach and take complete responsibility for the learning of environment. I have a video clip here regarding to the traditional teacher that do in the past one. So please listen, enjoy, and observe carefully.
Quiet, everyone! Is this a classroom or a fish market?
Good morning, madam.
Sit down, everyone. Pin drop silence and open your notebooks. You know, yesterday, Pinky and Pankaj, they were talking in the recess. Sudhanshu saw it with his own eyes.
Talking, huh? Talking in my class, talking.
यदि आप लोग कक्षा में ध्यान नहीं दोगे तो परीक्षा में अंडे ही उबालोगे।
Excuse me, ma'am.
ये हिंदी की कक्षा है। यहाँ अंग्रेजी में जो बात करेगा वो कल 2 पृष्ठ से लेख लिख के लाएगा।
So, guys, today we are going to learn about the great Roman figure, Julius Caesar, and it's a story of betrayal by a friend.
चलो, give your knuckles. Give your knuckles.
In that video, you observed the some characteristic of the traditional teacher. And now, let's focus or let's proceed to the new type of teacher. Teachers for the 21st century teach within the context of the new environment, new content of knowledge, and new processes of teaching learning. As a teachers are currently preparing students for jobs and technologies that don't even exist yet. Hence, the new type of teacher should have this qualification and characteristic. First, clear standards and accountability. Second, use broad pedagogies. Third, skillful in integration of ICT. Fourth, skillful in the use of assessment. Fifth, understanding the local and global cultures. Sixth, skillful in research action. Lastly, practice the core values and develop life and career skills. So first, we will discuss to you the skillful in integration of ICT. Skillful in the integration of ICT refers to the use of technology to enhance teaching and learning. This can include the use of computers, tablets, smartphones, interactive whiteboards, educational software, and online learning platforms. To more understand and knowledgeable about this topic, I have a video here to support or to discuss to you the skillful in integration of ICT.
Welcome to my journey through understanding ICT. I have formed this video displaying some of the resources we have used throughout the course. Here is a glimpse of how this class has shaped my views of technology in the classroom and what valuable information I will take with me into the future. The first question we must ask ourselves is why? Why is integrating ICT so important? Teachers are often sceptical about using technology in the classroom as they believe technology should not drive pedagogy. However, technologies are innovative, popular, and have the potential to fundamentally change the way we think about teaching and learning. Technology is continually growing at a rapid rate, and it is essential that teachers adapt their teaching methods accordingly. The need for technology in education has impacted what we teach, how we teach, and where we teach. Technology is at the core of virtually every aspect of our daily lives, and ACARA suggests that ICT capability begins with investigating, communicating, and creating with ICT. An effective teacher is a transformative teacher, which is one that effectively integrates ICT into the curriculum. Now that leads us to our next question. How do we effectively integrate ICTs into the classroom? TPAC is the integration of content, pedagogy and technology. It goes beyond expressing these skills in isolation and lies at the intersection of these three knowledge bases, allowing the creative repurposing of traditional approaches. Here is an example of SAMAR in practice. SAMAR stands for substitution, augmentation, modification, and redefinition. Now that we have effectively repurposed technologies for the classroom, we need to learn how to apply them. This is most effectively achieved through a project-based learning approach. Here are the 8 principles of project-based learning. Now for the final question. What ICTs are effective in the classroom?
created using Powtoon.
So that's all about the skillful in integration of ICT. So next, let's proceed to the skillful in the use of assessment. Skillful in the use of assessment is the ability to effectively evaluate and measure the learning outcomes. This involves employing various assessment methods and techniques to gauge students' understanding and progress. And it also includes being knowledgeable about different types of assessments such as formative and summative assessments, and being able to interpret and use assessment data to inform instruction and improve the learning outcomes. So let's watch this video regarding to the skillful in the use of assessment.
Each fall, early childhood teachers welcome a new group of students. Although these children may share many similarities, they are each growing and developing at their own pace. Young children can change and grow rapidly as they take in the world around them. This development is complex and differs by child. Formative assessment is an effective way for teachers to learn about each child's skills and abilities. The results can help teachers plan and individualize instruction to support the growth and development of every child. Formative assessment is a process used by teachers to collect evidence of what a child knows and can do, so as to guide and tailor instruction and better support each child's learning and development. These assessments provide information at the start of school and throughout the year as children develop knowledge and skills. Formative assessments often take place during the regular course of instruction and in authentic settings. For example, teachers may observe students as they play and learn and document their activities, discoveries, behaviors, and needs, or collect samples of students' drawings or writing. Teachers can focus on one skill or on several aspects of children's development, from cognitive skills such as language, literacy, and math, to social and emotional skills, and children's approaches to learning. This process provides teachers with essential information about how children are acquiring knowledge and skills. Teachers then reflect on the evidence and use it to plan and individualize instruction and curricula to children's learning processes, check students' understanding and gains, pinpoint and target learning gaps, and identify students who may need extra support or further testing. Formative assessment is a process, not a one-time occurrence. First, teachers determine what they need to know about individual or small groups of children. Next, teachers use relevant measures and methods to collect that information. For example, teachers can observe and document children's activities, conversations, and behaviors in whole group, small group, and individual lessons using anecdotal notes or records. Ask open-ended or closed prompts or questions and document children's responses. Use checklists, surveys, and standardized assessments. Collect writing and drawing samples, and gather evidence and observations from parents, families, and other educators. Teachers reflect on and analyze the evidence to determine each child's strengths and needs in relation to set learning goals or measures and domains. Teachers then tailor instruction as appropriate to target those needs and promote learning. The cycle then starts again.
Clear standards and accountability ensures that this transformation is not left to chance but is guided with care and diligence. By being accountable, teachers pledge to nurture the potential within each student, helping them discover their unique talents and capabilities. So I have a video here to more understanding about the clear standards and accountability. Just relax, enjoy, and listen carefully.
Results-based school accountability is the expectation that schools are responsible for the extent to which their pupils learn. It's been the backbone of education reform in the U.S. for the last 2 decades and has traditionally been seen as having 3 parts: academic standards, assessment of student performance, and consequences for schools whose students fail or meet them. However, today, most experts recognize that a fourth part needs to be added: attention to the capacity of schools, districts, and states to fix their shortcomings and up their game. It doesn't help kids just to ding their school for its failures if nobody at the school has the capacity to make it better. Fixing, or closing and replacing troubled schools is extremely difficult. Policy leaders should take into account whether their schools, districts, and states possess the abilities, along with the will, to fix the shortcomings identified by student assessments. Whatever remedies are chosen, tomorrow's education and government leaders should recommit to results-based school accountability, strengthened by a focus on the system's capacity to engage in necessary reforms.
And now, let's proceed to the topic to the great understanding of local and global cultures. Great understanding of local and global culture. It involves being aware of and appreciating the diverse backgrounds, perspectives, and experience of students both within their local community and in global context. And now, let's differentiate the local and global. Local, understanding the local culture means being familiar with the traditions, values, language, customs, and history of the community and region in which the teacher works. This knowledge allows teachers to create inclusive and culturally responsive classroom that honor and respect students' backgrounds and promote a sense of belongingness. On the other hand, global culture understanding refers to the ability of teachers to engage students in learning experience that broaden their perspective beyond their immediate surroundings. It involves exposing students to different cultures, tradition, language, and global issues. It helps students to develop empathy, open-mindedness, and a global mindset. To gain more knowledge, let's watch this short video regarding of great understanding of local and global culture. Skillful in Action Research is an innovative and effective teaching approach that allows teachers to identify and address issues in their classroom or school environment through a scientific or systematic and collaborative process of inquiry and reflection. It enables them to become reflective practitioners and continuously improve their teaching practice. Again, let's watch this short video to more knowledgeable about this type of topic.
What is action research and development? Many governments, donors, UN agencies, and NGOs engage in development activity. The purpose of development is usually to improve the quality of life of the population. But how do we know if these activities are working? One way to find out is through action research. Before we delve into action research, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell so we can let you know when we upload other videos like this. Action research is different from traditional research because unlike traditional research, which aims to contribute to knowledge in a specific narrow field, action research seeks to improve professional practice. For traditional research, we rely on the literature review to identify our research question. In contrast, for action research, we formulate a research question based on a real-life problem in our field. We then use the literature review to gain a deeper understanding of the problem. Let's take an example. Imagine you are a development worker in Sierra Leone. You have identified that many young girls in the district where you work are dropping out of school. After carrying out a literature review and discussion with key stakeholders, you hypothesize that the reason for this is because the teaching in schools is not girl-friendly. You plan an intervention and work with the government to deliver girl-friendly teaching training to 20 schools. You monitor the situation for a specified period to see if there is any change. You find that there is some change, but some girls still dropped out. So you use the data collected to understand why. You develop another hypothesis and repeat the cycle. Action research dissolves the barrier between the researcher and participants, as you as the development worker participate in the intervention and also conduct the investigation. Do you want to learn more about action research and development? You are in luck! Download a free action research ebook now by clicking on the link below.
And now let's proceed to the use broad of pedagogies. The ability to effectively evaluate and measure learning outcomes. This involves employing various assessments, methods, and techniques to gauge students' understanding and progress. It relates the study of teaching strategies and how they influence their students. I have a video here to gain more understanding about this topic.
Good afternoon, fellow teachers. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. My talk today will deal primarily with the different pedagogical approaches. Our primary concern as teachers are the learners. We have to teach in order for our students to learn something. We use some tools in teaching, such as books, visuals, and any other suitable materials. However, teaching is not as easy as that, because we also have to be aware of the 5 pedagogical approaches which can enhance the process of learning. Let's have some refreshments before we go deeper into the topic. What do you think pedagogy means? Simply put, pedagogy is how teachers teach. What are the teacher's style of teaching? Pedagogy also is the science and art of teaching. Science because it involves the knowledge of theories of learning and instructional strategies for teaching. Art because it correctly puts theories into practice and builds up teaching experiences. How about pedagogical approaches? They are the overall perspectives used to plan and implement one or more instructional strategies. According to RA 10533, an act known as Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013, particularly Section 5E, The curriculum shall use pedagogical approaches such as constructivism, inquiry-based, reflective, collaborative, and integrative. For us to easily memorize these approaches, let's remember 2C, 2I, and 1R. Constructivism, collaborative, inquiry-based, integrative, and reflective. Let's talk about the first approach, the first C, constructivism. Constructivist teaching is based on constructivist learning theory. It is based on the belief that learning occurs as learners are actively involved in a process of meaning and knowledge construction as opposed to passively receiving information. Learners are the makers of meaning and knowledge. Constructivism promotes meaning making as well as social and active learning. It fosters critical thinking and provides learners with a learning environment that helps them make connections with their learning. The first strategy under constructivist approach is thinking skills. This strategy strives to improve achievement by consciously developing learners' ability to consider ideas, analyze perspectives, solve problems, and make decisions on their own. Suggested activity is the RMFD activity. RMFD stands for Recall the Past Experiences, Model how to follow procedures and steps, Familiarize by repeating the performance or scaffolding, and Decide or form a conclusion. The suggested form of assessment for this type of strategy is through the use of OBP or Outcomes-Based Performance Rubrics. OBP rubrics include the criteria, category, its weight, and performance indicators with corresponding scores. Second constructivism strategy is the activity-based strategy. It may be an individual or group activity. It promotes experiential learning opportunities such as purposeful conversation, project planning, hands-on inquiry, analysis, and product creation. We can use this strategy by using the 3 A's activity. Act, by giving simple workshops or coaching. Analyze, compare and abstract, and apply, use and implement. We can assess this strategy through paper presentation, PowerPoint presentation, project exhibits, and activities that will demonstrate the multiple intelligences of the learner. The third strategy under constructivist approach is the direct instruction. Direct instruction guides or models the learning in a quickest way because teachers provide the learning. Students model teachers' words and actions. One technique to use this strategy is through the TGA activity. Tell, give guidance, guide, facilitate the process, and act, apply the concept. Assessment tools can be laboratory experiment results, template completion, and framework creation or interpretation. Practical examples of constructivist approach are experiments, field trips, film showing or reaction paper, and discussions. The second C is the collaborative approach. This approach requires learners to work together towards a common goal. Collaborative learning is a situation in which two or more people learn or attempt to learn something together. This type of learning has been called in various names like collective learning, learning communities, peer teaching, peer learning, or team learning. Learners engage in a common task in which each individual depends on and is accountable to each other. Unlike individual learning, people engage in collaborative learning capitalize on one another's resources and skills, asking one another for information, evaluating one another's ideas, monitoring one another's work, etc. More specifically, collaborative learning is based on the model that knowledge can be created within a population where members actively interact by sharing experiences and take on asymmetry roles. The first strategy under collaborative approach is online collaborative. It prepares learners to be responsible individuals in a technologically advanced society. Projects and activities given by the teachers shall reflect students' current and future needs. It uses the internet for assigning tasks or group work. Teachers prepare the learners in becoming responsible netizens. We can use this strategy through CPFM activity. C is for create transparency of expectations. P is to provide clear instructions. F, form small groups, and M, monitor and support. Can also integrate information technology or IT in the lessons. Assessments are through project presentation, paper presentation, and action research and formal essay for senior high school. Second is the jigsaw method. Jigsaw method is a cooperative learning technique in which learners work in small groups. It can be used in a variety of ways for a variety of goals that allows for an efficient way for learners to learn content, develop their listening, engagement, and empathy skills aside from allowing them to interact among each other and work independently. Learners work in a small group and letting them interact with other groups to gather small pieces of information that would later be combined to form more information. We may employ the TDAR activity in this approach. TDAR activity stands for Think, Analysis of the Problem, Discuss, Share ideas on how to solve the problem, Act collaboratively, and Reflect, introspect on the results made by the group. Assessment may be in the form of group paper introspection related to experiences and feelings toward the group discussion, product of the group in line with the rubrics provided by the teacher.
Practicing the core values refers
Just
to the importance of incorporating and upholding the core values of education in the evolving landscape of teaching with the advances in technology, changes in student needs, and a greater emphasis on the individualized learning. Teachers today are faced with new challenges and opportunities. And lastly, develop life and career skills refers to the importance of equipping teachers with the necessary skills and knowledge to meet the evolving demands of education and prepare students for success in their personal and professional lives. Before we end this discussion, I have a video here that characterize or show the characteristic of the new type of teacher.
Types of teachers in school. Teachers, man, a societal role that is granted to those who want to help educate and shape the future of every child around the world. Now, I'm gonna be honest here, there are a lot of good teachers out there, and there are some teachers that just got me questioning about how they even got hired in the first place. So today, we're gonna be discussing the different types of teachers that you may encounter in your academic career and my personal experiences with them. Alright, first let's start off with a nice teacher. Now, the nice teacher, there is literally nothing to hate about them. They are just an absolute kind soul. Like, you can tell by the way that they teach teach that they actually enjoy their job and have a great passion for educating and guiding the youth. Like, I remember like way back in kindergarten, I had a teacher, let's call her Miss Sandy. Now, Miss Sandy was actually the GOAT kindergarten teacher. She had amazing patience when it came to teaching children. Like, I'm gonna be honest here, a lot of kids when they're younger, they're just straight up gremlins. Like little devils on the loose just causing mischief and issues for the teacher. But whenever some disruption like this would occur in class, Miss Sandy would just diffuse the situation in a very professional way where it wouldn't escalate to a bigger problem by talking to the kid and acknowledging their frustration or issue, which is the correct way to do it. And in general, she made learning actually fun. Like, I remember I was actually enjoying learning stuff in school, like my damn ABCs, counting numbers, my addition and subtraction, and everything else. Like, she was an example of someone who I think had a real passion for teaching and actually enjoyed their time working for their degree and through teachers college. And as I progressed on to the first grade, I also had another nice teacher named Miss Mittens. Now, Miss Mittens had all the same qualities that Miss Sandy had, but there were just a few things that she did that stood out. Like, I remember in class, one of the kids was able to get a separate desk all to themselves away from the other kids that we call in the office. And this was because they had some sort of like learning problem or something like that. And I saw that, and I also wanted one for myself, so I asked Miss Mittens if I was able to get one of my own, and she allowed me to have one too. Hold up, looking back now, I don't think it was a good thing that I got an office. But anyways, no other kid in the class got one after that, and it made me feel special, you know? Like, literally. But another thing that she did that I remembered was that she taught me how to tie my shoelaces. Now, I'm gonna be honest here. I'm a slow learner and it takes me more time to learn things and get the hang of it. So I didn't know how to tie my shoes and I was really struggling trying to learn how to tie them at recess one time. And Miss Mittens walked up to me and gave me the step-by-step tutorial on how to tie them. She spent the entire 15 minutes of the recess teaching me the world-famous double bunny ear method until I got it myself. And I was just so happy that I could tie my shoes by myself and not have to ask someone to tie them for me. And man, thinking back now, that was just a wholesome memory, bro. Like, I should send her an email just to thank her for teaching me how to tie my shoes. Like, she's so real for that. Now let's talk about the dumb teacher. Now, dude, the dumb teacher will just have you questioning how the hell they even got hired in the first place. Like, how did they even pass college and get their degree? Like, it had to be some degree they bought off of Temu. And that's what I thought my grade 9 visual arts teacher did, because she was just really bad at teaching. Like, bro, she would just constantly lose students' work. Like, as a teacher, your job is to make sure you stay organized and, you know, maybe not lose students' work that you assigned. Like, dude, this was an art class, so people would spend a lot of time on their assignments putting their all into their piece of art just for us to lose it and say, oh, sorry, I checked the art rack and it wasn't there. But I literally remember physically walking over to the art rack and putting my work there yesterday. Well, it's either you find it, redo it, or I'm gonna give you a 0. Bruh. Like, some kid could paint up some heat on their canvas like the Starry Night painting and her ass would still find a way to lose it. And I remember this one time we were assigned to make an animal cutout using plexiglass, tape, and scissors. And I cooked up a pretty good drawing of a bunny, you know, for my standards. So I put it on the art rack with my name written on it and everything so it could get marked. So the next time I have art class, she hands out rubrics of the marks to every student and I didn't get one back. So I asked her after, excuse me, miss, I didn't get my mark back. I handed in my animal cutout yesterday. Oh, I couldn't find yours on the rack. But I literally handed one in. I remember it clearly. Well, it's not here, so just redo it. I'll give you till the end of the week to hand it in. Oh. Sure. Bro, I was fuming, man. Like, she lost it, bro. Like, it was her fault and I'm getting done dirty. So I had to redo it while she moved on to the next lesson and it was just so ass. Because not only was I behind, my rabbit ended up looking even more shit than the last one. Like, nah, bro. I probably got a shit mark on it too. And apparently she was notorious in the school for losing kids' work all the time. Like, she was a serial killer, but for losing homework. Yeah, fuck her. Now we gotta talk about the substitute teacher. Now, the substitute teacher, it's really a coin flip. Like, you can have a super chill substitute teacher or a shitty one. But I feel like most substitute teachers are very chill, especially if they're like a younger teacher. If your sub is like a 60-year-old lady that looks like the grandma from SpongeBob who wanted chocolate, hey man, chances are she's gonna be a pain in the ass to deal with. But one thing that happens way too often is that, bro, right when you notice that your regular teacher isn't in the class and that it's a substitute teacher, you already know that class is gonna be fun. Cause they don't teach lessons, it's usually just a free period to do homework or watch a movie, aka fuck around with your friends. Cause like, man, substitute teachers just really don't have any power from the student's eye. Like, most students would be doing anything but their homework when they had a substitute teacher. Students would be talking with their friends, they would be on their phones watching something or playing video games, and someone would ask to go to the bathroom, which is just another way of saying that they want to roam around the halls with their friends. And shit, some students would even just dip from school and head on home. Like, no one cared about the substitute teacher at all, because they really couldn't do much but just sit and let things happen. Because they're only there for the one-day quick bag, so most of them didn't mind it too. But sometimes you'd have that one supply teacher that just observes all the chaos that occurs during the class, and they stay silent the entire time until the end of the class when all the students leave. And that's when they write up a wicked note of all the chaotic events that just went down, and the names of students who were misbehaving thinking they gonna. And oh man, when your regular teacher sees a note that they left, man, you already know the entire class was about to get flamed next class. So I got a very bad note from the substitute teacher. You know, never in my 30 years of teaching has a substitute teacher left a note this bad. You guys are in grade 8. You all know better than this. Justin, Jamie, head outside to the hallway. I'm gonna have a chat with you two about your behavior. Bro, swear to God, man, when this would happen, my friend and I would just be looking at each other while our teacher was talking, and we'd just be holding in our laughs for dear life, bro. Shit was too funny. Next, we got the chill teacher. Now, the chill teacher is an absolute goat. Like, he doesn't take his job as serious as other teachers, which is great, because it makes him more relatable. Because those teachers that be on your ass 24/7 and have strict rules just make class way less fun. Unlike the chill teacher, he doesn't give a shit. Like, he'll straight up tell the class, alright class, so I'm not gonna constantly chase you guys down for late or unfinished homework. So you either take the due diligence to do your homework and hand it in, or you get a 0. Capiche? Like, this was my grade 12 chemistry teacher. He was chill as hell. He would talk to students normally and not put on that whole teacher act. And he was also known in the school for being a DJ, which is cool as hell. He would DJ at school events and other events outside of school, and in his classes, I would just straight up be on my phone playing Battle Cats for the entire class while listening to music. And he was cool with it. He never once approached me to tell me to put my phone away or anything. And it's not like I wasn't doing my work. I was still getting my shit done. I wasn't like a delinquent at all. And he was also known for allowing students who failed the class to still pass the class. So he would just bump up their marks to 50% at the end of the semester. Which, dude, what an absolute G. Round of applause for the chill teacher. Now we have the hot teacher. Now, this is my favorite teacher out of the bunch. For, no specific reason, really. Like, they're just so nice, kind, helpful, smart. Whoa. Hold on. My fault, guys. I was getting a little hypnotized. But, bro, there's just something about the hot teacher that will have you paying extra attention to her lessons. Like, I'm talking about putting your all into focusing on what they're saying, wanting to help out with errands, and staying after class for extra help. Hey, you already know, man. All of a sudden, I turn into Lightning McQueen and I speed on over to the scene to help out. And man, back in like grade 5 and 6, I had this teacher for French class. Let's call her, Madame Sylvie. Now, holy shit, bro. Madame Sylvie was just so fine, man. She wore glasses, wore red lipstick, and had that tiny French accent when she spoke. Bro, grade 5 me was mesmerized and excited for French class always. Because not only was she bad, she also made learning French fun. Like, she would let us play bingo in class with French words and give strawberries to whoever won. Like, bro, that just added to it, you know? I feel like every other dude in the grade was crushing on her hard, for sure. And dude, whenever you had a hot substitute teacher, man, like, you'd expect substitute teachers to be like old grannies. But that one time you get a hot substitute teacher, dude, I'll start caring about them and respecting them, straight up. I won't be a menace in that class. But you only get to see them for that day and they're gone forever. And dude, at my high school, there was a teacher who taught co-ed gym class, and bro, she looked like a straight up model, bruh. Like, she had no business being a teacher at our school. Like, on some glazing shit, she should have been on the runway for Paris Fashion Week or on Vogue magazine. But bro, I didn't take co-ed gym in grade 12. That was my biggest mistake yet. And dude, I just gotta talk about my grade 12 physics teacher too, man. Let's call her Miss Singh. Now, bro, first day of physics class, I walked into the class, I saw our teacher, and I was like, damn, why is she kinda bad though? Like, since the first day of physics class, I knew, man. And you best believe I was giving my full attention during those lessons.
It's Mr. MVP! Simp!
And bro, I remember one time at lunch, I was talking to one of my friends. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, our physics teacher is kinda bad, bro. Hey, you think so too? Hey man, you got taste for real, but yo, back off. She's mine, bro. Nah. Hold on. I had a crush on her first, bro. Oh, hell nah. I was a day one Miss Singh soldier. You gotta back off, dude. Yo, what the hell? Me too. You know, we would joke around about this for the next few months until we found out she was married and had a kid. Bro.
It should have been me, not him!
It was over, really. Like, how could I compete at all? Like I had a chance in the first place. But you guys think that stopped me from having a crush on her? I would treat her better, honestly. Psh. Like, I got so many better qualities than her husband. Like, 1, I'm goated. 2, I worked at a restaurant as a buster and made millions. 3, I was broke. Like, I definitely could have treated her better, guys. Come on. Okay, I was just coping, but hey, at least I got her to sign my yearbook. That's a dub, right, guys? Right? Alright, well, I'm definitely gonna make a part 2 for this, because there's a few more teachers I need to discuss, and follow my socials. Anyways, I'm out. Bye!
Wake up, Sophie.